Cracker Barrel's woke rebrand was a bust, and in the aftermath, the company removed a controversial page from the website. All right, what did they take off the page, Ashley?
Well, the company's quietly removed the Pride page from its website after all of the consumer backlash over its rebranding efforts. The website link, which used to boast that the company was bringing the porch to Pride, now redirects users to its Culture and Belonging page. Cracker Barrel previously sponsored the Nashville Pride Parade in 2024, also unveiling a line of rainbow-colored rocking chairs for Pride Month. The chain, by the way, criticized in the 1990s for discrimination against gay employees. And in 2014, it pulled Duck Dynasty products from its shelves after the star Phil Robertson made remarks that many deemed to be homophobic. They used to say, Stu, that any publicity is good publicity as long as they spell your name right. I think Cracker Barrel and Bud Light are just two names that would beg to differ.
I think you're right. Thanks, Ash. Now, a former Cracker Barrel employee says the food chain's rebrand was not as sudden as it appeared. Instead, it was part of a larger trend over time. Erik Russell is with us. He worked at Cracker Barrel for nearly a decade, joining us now. Erik, what changes did you start to notice during your time working there?
Hey, Stuart. It's great to be with you. So like you said, I think a lot of people saw this rebrand as something that kind of came out of the blue. But as someone that was there for a decade, you could definitely see them starting to trend away from their traditional roots.
What did they change?
So when I first started there, the dress code was incredibly strict. They didn't serve alcohol. And I mean, we got asked many, many times if we would ever serve alcohol. And we were always told that that was something the company would never consider doing. The food quality began to decline. I don't want to get too inside how the restaurant works, but the way we prepare the food and the way we sourced ingredients changed. The menus, which had been unchanged for as long as I worked there and quite a bit before that, changed in the few years leading up to them serving alcohol, which happened over COVID, which I really think was probably the biggest change. And I think what signaled the shift to other people. But for those that worked for the company, these events kind of seemed like dominoes leading up to the eventual rebrand.
So in your opinion, if they go back to the old logo, abandon this new so-called woke logo, they go back to the old, does that fix the problem?
I think it fixes part of it. I think it signals to your customers that you're willing to listen to them, which is important. I think for the past few days, I think maybe Cracker Barrel customers have felt like the company is dictating to them what they should like about the brand and where they should connect with the company. And so listening to your customers, I think, signals a good shift in the opposite direction.
Sure.
But unless they reverse some of the policies that they've been coming out with, some of the initiatives, and I think you guys touched on a few of them earlier. Yeah. But I think there's a lot more than just the logo that's changing, and I think customers can sense that. This is just kind of a flashpoint. So if they reverse course on some of those other things and start sticking to the traditional values and the brand that the customers became familiar with and have obviously come to love, if you consider, the outcry of the past week, then I think that will reverse the course. But changing the logo by itself, probably not enough.
Real fast, do you ever go back there to eat?
Oh, absolutely. I have tons of friends that work there. I still have a lot of love for the company, and changing your CEO and rebranding doesn't change everying. So
it's not a complete divorce. Okay, Erik, glad to hear it. Erik Russell, thank you very much for being with us. Interesting perspective on Cracker Barrel. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, I appreciate it, Stuart. Thank you for having me.
Sure.